In today's video, we're going to be learning from a YouTube expert with over 546 million views on his main channel. And we're actually going to be talking about 5 advanced YouTube strategies that really nobody's talking about. So maybe if you watch a lot of different YouTube tips videos online, recommend you stick around until the end of this video because we're going to be getting into some nuanced strategies that are going to help you get more views, get more subscribers, and ultimately make a greater impact with your content. All that and more is coming up today on the Grow with Video Live show. Welcome back to the Grow with Video Live show. My name is Sean Cannell, rhymes with YouTube channel, and I'm so fired up today to be welcoming Evan Carmichael to the show. By the way, check out Timecodes and Chapters if you want to skip around in this video. But Evan, good to see you. How you doing?
Dude, Sean Cannell rhymes with YouTube channel? I haven't heard that one before.
I mean, people say Cannell. So I actually was like, it worked out because it kind of helps with the branding, but it actually is truly the rhythmic channel.
I like it, dude. I like it. That's great. I love it. Hey, great to be here. Awesome. I mean, I love everything you're doing. It's been amazing watching your journey grow, and even just the events from just doing your own kind of solo team events to now what your events have become. It's just, it's awesome, dude. It's awesome seeing the OGs, how they're growing and still getting better and still having to hustle and still rising and grinding. You're an inspiration, dude.
Well, I appreciate that so much. And we're going to get straight into these tips. But if people are just meeting you, break down your story in a nutshell. Your channel now has over 3 million subscribers. You actually have multiple channels. Where'd you come from and how'd you get here?
Well, I think ultimately your purpose comes from your pain. So I think whatever you struggled the most with is what you want to help other people through. And I struggled the most as an entrepreneur, just trying to get my business off the ground, quitting on my business partner when I was 19. And really, I'm just making content for a 19-year-old Evan. And I'm a visual guy, so I'd much rather see it than read about it or listen to it. And I'm just trying to make content to help people believe in themselves more, and really making content for all the 19-year-old Evans out there who are struggling to get their business off the ground.
And that's amazing. Some people call you like the modern day Napoleon Hill because you kind of are archiving and gathering the best wisdom, best information, best confidence, principles, best business principles from the great minds of our day. What do you think about that statement when people refer to you that way?
It's super humbling. That was Ed Milet who first called me that when I was at his house. And I said, wow, that's a huge honor. He said, Napoleon Hill was the greatest influence in personal development, and you're the modern day Napoleon Hill. And like, can I use that? You mind if I put that up somewhere? Gary had another quote that was similar or something around that. It's an honor, man. I just wanted to be able to, I never needed to be the guy in front of the camera. I just wanted to be able to share some of the lessons that I've learned along the way. And I think both for lessons, but also inspiration to say, hey, if this person has had success with less resources than you currently have right now, why can't you as well? Did he leave? Am I by myself? We lost Dean. Who's Dean? Am I Dean? Sean. We lost Sean. Okay, it's just Sean. Me. I thought, hey,
that's totally fine.
We're totally good. All good. I thought I got disconnected, like sitting here by myself. All good. Let's
fine.
We don't even need Sean. It's the Billy and Evan show.
Dude, it's the Billy and Evan show. How's it going? Actually, I've never been showed on the podcast.
You guys are meeting Billy for the first time.
What's up?
Let's go.
I'm sorry, you got my crappy camera, but I got a better one. It's not on.
It looks good. Okay, well, let me dive deeper into the story, but wait for Sean to come back.
For sure, go for it.
Like I was saying, I think when why do you make content? And this session is gonna be a lot more about advanced strategies, which I'm really jazzed for, because most of the time I'm helping the people at the very, very beginning stages of their journey get going. But today's session and also the speech I'm going to be doing at Sean's event coming up in Vegas, we're going to go more advanced strategies. So if you've been around for a while And like, well, how do I get to the next level? I already understand the basic stuff. That's what we're going to be going over today, as well as at Sean's event. And he's back. Dude, I thought I was the one that got kicked out. It's like, this at my end. But here we are. We're back.
That's right, man. I love StreamYard because it keeps it going. And I literally had the blue screen of death. I was like, and we crashed. But I'm fired up, man. I'm glad Billy was able to jump in. And I'm excited to get into these tips. So let's just kick it off. We're talking about 5 advanced tips that you've learned after getting 546 million views. And number 1 is split test by impression bands. Evan, what does that mean?
How much do you think people are actually split testing? Because I like geek out and data nerd with this stuff, but what would you say in people you're working with, who's actually split testing?
I'd say people will split test 0.
And wow, okay. And how much are you split testing?
We split test when it comes to like paid ads all day, every day. When it comes to landing pages or like maybe some headlines, but I'd also say this, not even close to as much as we should. When I study someone like Dan Kennedy or something, I'm riddled with guilt about that. And you're probably about to take that guilt to another level as we talk about how much we should be split testing on YouTube.
I look at it more as opportunity, not guilt or shame, just ways to grow and improve. We've done, I don't know, 15,000 split tests now across our channels with titles and thumbnails. I think it's for anybody who has content up, it's the single biggest leverage point for your business. We're often so stressed out about the next launch, where if you look at where your views are coming from, it's mostly catalog content. And there's a huge opportunity to split test old thumbnails and titles. YouTube did a case study on us 2 years ago doing it. And we had some videos get like 15,000 time improvement just by changing the thumbnail. And so you've done all the work to create the video. As long as the content is still evergreen, it's still going to be valuable in a year, 2 years, etc. Just changing the title and thumbnail can have a massive impact. Some people who do split tests do it based like just after launch, like, oh, my video didn't get enough views in the first hour, so let me split test that. That's not what I'm talking about. It's more the ongoing. If you want to have long-term sustained growth, suggested becomes the number 1 place where your traffic should be coming from. And split testing 1,000 thumbnails can have just an insane improvement on your results. When people ask me, well, what's a good click-through rate? Well, it depends, right? It depends on how many impressions the videos are getting. So we split test by impression bands. So we've developed our own tool that looks at the channel, looks at for example, 100,000 to 500,000 impressions, and then 500,000 to 1 million impressions, and 1 million impressions to 5 million impressions, and see what the videos are in those ranges. And then every video that is under the halfway mark gets split test. So your number 1 video in your channel should have most likely the lowest click-through rate on the channel. Why? Because it's being recommended to a brand new audience, right? So you would expect the click-through rate to be low. The number 1 video on my channel has a 2% click-through rate, which you might say, well, that sucks. No, it's awesome because it's being recommended to brand new people who've never heard of me before. Where if you get a double-digit click-through rate, I'm actually worried for you because it's likely only going to your current subscribers and people know you, and it's not getting out to enough new people. So the biggest opportunity for existing channels, bar none, is to look at your existing videos, go past 90 days, not like some old video that nobody cares about anymore. Existing videos past 90 days, what's getting you impressions? It means YouTube is trying to promote you. And then look at the click-through rate and see which ones are the lowest. There might be a difference from 1% up to the 5%, 7%, 8% difference. If you can boost some of those videos just by tweaking the thumbnails and titles, it can have a dramatic impact on the channel and your growth.
That's incredibly deep tip, and I'm excited that we got 5 of these. But let me break this down to go a little bit deeper of how we might be able to do this. So here's a video that came out in October 29. 2021. And if we go into our analytics here, we could maybe check out, would you recommend I go like the last 7 days to see?
Are you comfortable sharing like everything?
Yep.
All right. So go back to your analytics. Don't look at don't look at this one video and don't look at the past 24 hours. Go analytics.
Okay.
See more.
Advanced mode.
Oh, sure. I usually do see more underneath.
Oh, see more right here. Okay.
Yeah. And then go 90 days.
90 days.
And then sort by impressions on the right.
Sort by impressions, right? This guy right here.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so these are the videos that YouTube is trying to promote on Sean's channel right now. And what we want to do is find similar videos. So look at that one. So how to get your first 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, 5 tips. That got 3.3 million impressions. The one underneath it got 3.1 million impressions, right? Basically the same, right? Close enough. But look at the click-through rate on the right. 2.5 versus 4.4%.
Yep.
So we need to fix that title thumbnail combination.
So actually do some split testing on this title thumbnail.
Yeah. Now this video is 2 years old, right? This is just over 2 years old. It's still Sean's #2 video on the channel right now. And so by tweaking that thumbnail, if we can get that to 4.4 click-through rate, now we're not only almost doubling the traffic to that video, but YouTube's going to start recommending our video a lot more because we're getting a higher click-through rate on it. So this video, and look, I mean, it's also for revenue numbers. Like this video has pulled in $5,000 already for the channel. That could be $15,000, right?
Yep.
For a video that's 2 years old, just by tweaking the thumbnail title.
So what would you, so then the split test, the 2 variables that we can try is title and thumbnail. Are you going to do one at a time? And then how long would you wait to see the impressions change? 24 hours, 36 hours?
Yeah. Thumbnails about 70%. Titles about 30% of the decision for people to click. We found you don't test based off a time period because that doesn't tell you anything. You need statistical significance. So we use our own tool that we've developed internally that just allows us to do tests at scale that we might open up to our friends at some point. But the best one apart from that is TubeBuddy. I don't know if we talk about tools or if you're connected or affiliated or not, but what it does is reset the thumbnail every day at 12 midnight Pacific. And how long should you run it for? Until you get enough statistical data, statistical significance. So that for a video like that, you should get that pretty quickly. You should get that in a couple of days. For a smaller video, it might take longer time because you need more impressions on it.
Yeah, and Grant asks, was title or thumbnail 70%? Thumbnail 70%, according to Evan, and then titles 30% in terms of the 2 things you can tweak. And you've got a tool, but what would be like if we didn't use the tool for the situation we're in? And I don't even want to compare it to Think Media because we have a lot of content, but would you apply like the 80-20 rule to this? Would you mainly optimize the top 20 videos here? Because that's where going to be our biggest impact is. Or would you actually want to work even down at the other end of the spectrum? Like, how would you focus your energy if we did a whole split testing campaign?
Yeah. So the lowest hanging fruit are going to be the ones at the top. And what we're looking for is videos that, like, this is saying the impressions means for everybody watching, YouTube is trying to show people this video. So when you see 1 million impressions of the past 90 days, that means Sean's video, YouTube is trying to show it 1 million times to different people. And X%, 2% clicked on it versus 4% clicked on it. So that's your lowest hanging fruit, right? Instead of trying to get YouTube to promote the video more, they're already trying to promote it and you're not getting the clicks. And this is not a subjective, like, Sean, I think your thumbnail sucks. Your face shouldn't be on the, right? This is like the data is actually telling you there is something wrong with the thumbnail title combination because for your channel in the same impression band category, this video is not getting the clicks it should compared to that other one. So you definitely start at the top. I wouldn't try to do it manually. That's just way too much headache. TubeBuddy, that feature costs like $49 a month. So I would honestly just do it with TubeBuddy and always pick statistical significance because I think their default is like 10 days or something, which doesn't tell you anything. You can get results in 3 days, 4 days. You can get it in 90 days. Just depends on how much data you get coming in.
Man, that is a crazy tip right there. By the way, smash like and share this out because I don't even like we have 4 more of these. That's some pretty ninja kiki advanced YouTube strategy. And we're going to be getting into some more tips in just a second. Smash the like button and let me know what is your best performing video. Drop that in the comments to let me know what that is. And today's episode, by the way, before we get into tip number 2, is brought to you by Grow with Video Live. This is the Grow with Video Live show. And I'm super fired up. Evan is one of our speakers. If you're loving the stuff he's sharing, we have an incredible lineup of speakers. In fact, just check out this video.
This thing is your gateway to get out of the thing that you complain about.
But people would rather complain about how it is than put in the work.
We need to start understanding how big this opportunity is because for everybody in this room, you will sit back in 20, 30 years and regret if you didn't execute in this era.
It has never been a better time in the human race ever to actually just go all in on you. regardless of what you're trying to accomplish, you've got to tell the world about it. This is now the world. If you're not betting on this, you're finished.
This is your golden era right now. There's never been a better time to be you. This is the greatest golden era of not only business, but life. I desperately want you to win, but this is on you.
At the time of going live, Growth Video Live is just 13 days away. And because you are part of the Grow with Video Live show, use code GWVL show at growwithvideolive.com to get a discounted ticket. Prices are going up May 13th. That's 48 hours from now. And so save an additional 5% off the lowest ticket prices right now. We actually only have 35 tickets left, which is pretty cool. So definitely don't wait. We have virtual tickets, though. We're not going to run out of those. And so if you can't make it to Las Vegas, definitely grab a virtual ticket and join us from anywhere in the world. We have a whole half of the Think Media team that'll be engaging with you, answering questions, and the virtual experience is going to be amazing. growwithvideolive.com is where all the details are. And Evan Carmichael's one of our speakers. And
dude, how excited are you for it?
Dude, I'm super fired up. I mean, it's turned into more than I could have ever imagined. When Gary Vaynerchuk originally confirmed, that was kind of like the genesis of going this big. But then to get Alex Hormozi and Layla Hormozi coming out, to get you coming out, you know, the gathering of speakers, I've never quite seen a lineup like it. And, you know, of course, our friend Daryl and Mr. Beast do Vid Summit, but I'm kind of excited. You could see we're going heavy more the entrepreneur angle with like Aaron on Demand, Patrick Bet David, yourself, you know, really more the business minded, or rather, you know, author, speaker, coach, expert angle, leveraging video. And I'm just super pumped. How about you? I mean, you're coming out from Toronto to Las Vegas in the United States.
As soon as I think you reached out and then your team kind of followed up, and I saw like, I'm in. I don't even know what the date is. I'm in. I want to support. I mean, we've been talking about your events for a while, and they were always kind of close and just you and team. And now you're opening it up. It's just, guys, Sean, if you don't know Sean is not just one of the hardest working guys in the YouTube industry, but he actually like very much deeply cares about seeing people win on the platform. So there's a lot of events where they just take your money and run, and it's not the greatest experience. This is not going to be it, because if Sean's involved, it's going to be great. So I'm excited. Vegas, let's go, baby.
Let's go, baby. I appreciate your kind words, Evan. And I'm excited. We shared tip number 1, which was split test by impression bands. If you're just joining live, you got to rewatch that whole section. But tip number 2 is aim for 70% AR at 1 minute. What's AR and what does this mean?
So AR stands for audience retention, and specifically absolute audience retention. So on every video, this is, if you don't like data or you find YouTube Studio kind of overwhelming, this is probably the most important thing that you need to pay attention to, is where are people leaving your video? So YouTube, for every video, will show you second by second where people are falling off. And most people, where they fall off is in the beginning. Most people crater right at the beginning. And so what we aim for and what we've seen is, hey, if you can hit 70% at 1 minute, meaning 70% of the people who are starting the video are still there 1 minute later, your video has a really, really good chance of taking off. Where the danger a lot of people fall into is the beginning kind of sucks. And even if you've spent a lot of work making this really long video and it's awesome, you're really proud of it, if the beginning doesn't hook people in, they will not watch and YouTube will not recommend it. People do have an attention span to learn. So if it's good content, they will watch, but they're making that decision really quickly. Remember, you're not making videos for your current subscribers. You're making videos for people who don't know who you are yet. So even with me, we've got 3.5 million subscribers or something. 83% of my audience is non-subscribers. That's good. That means you're growing. So for a lot of people watching my content, it's the very first time they're going to see me. So if you start a video with something like, hey guys, welcome back. It's me, Evan. Wow, so excited to be here. Happy Thursday, Tuesday, Monday, right? Welcome back. I don't know who you are. What am I being welcome back to? And so you have to have a hook, and there's different techniques you can use depending on the content format that you're doing. But that first minute really, 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 really matters. If you can keep them for the minute, chances are they'll watch for the rest of the video. You'll be the slow decline, but pay attention to that first minute, aim for 70%. If you can do that, your videos will blow up.
Man, powerful tip. And we're going to break down a video that is not 70% here, but here's our one of Omar's best camera videos. And we're seeing our audience retention. We use chapters. And so the peaks are people skipping through the video using the chapters. I'm curious your opinion on that in just a second. But you can use this to say relative audience retention. Is that what you were recommending too when you're talking about, obviously it's only 30% average percentage viewed, but this center line is the average of videos this length on the platform, correct? And so actually near 10 minutes, this is above average, but then at the end, it definitely dips. Evan, what are some of your thoughts here?
So one, we don't look at relative.
Okay.
We also don't care about percentage view because it'll depend on how long the video is. We also don't use chapters for this very reason, is that you see people just skipping forward around and actually saw that chapters reduced the performance of a video and didn't help gain search traffic, which was part of the theory of it. But what you just looked at was, if you go back to that last screen where it showed you relative to your own channel.
Relative to your own channel.
Yeah, so that's fine. Yeah, click on that video. So this is what you guys can do. Any video, this is free. You don't have to pay for anything. It's baked in the studio. You can see there. So that's what we obsess over here, is that gray.
Oh, the gray bar. The typical, this is typical for our channel, is the gray here.
Exactly.
And so we want to outperform that.
Right. And so this start is not great. And this again is not subjective. It's not, hey, Omar, wow, I think you suck. Right. And that's not it at all. The audience is telling us that relative to our other videos, this is not a great intro. And so that you can't fix. The beautiful thing about thumbnail title is you can tweak it. The fact that Sean's #2 video is a video that's 2 years old and now he can change it and tweak it and get a huge boost is amazing. The other platforms don't allow you to do that, right? Like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you're not going back and updating old stuff because it's irrelevant a week later. Nobody cares about what you posted a week ago on Instagram, but YouTube, years later, it's the ultimate leverage for you. So you can't change those videos, but what you can do is learn from it to be better for your next videos. So yeah, this is great. Like what happened here at the start of this video that allowed us to keep such a high percentage.
And this one is outperforming the typical on our channel, which of course we want to raise up as well. But and your goal is to say it again. We want to 70% retention at 1 minute. So 1 minute would be there. We're close. 65%.
Yeah. And look, and if you obsess over it, now this video is also a little short. It's 5 minutes. We normally aim for something longer, like at least 10 minutes plus, but this is still great and we can learn from it. Also, the ending sucks. This wasn't part of our official tips, so we can throw some bonuses if you want, but that ending there, you can see how it falls off a cliff. Yep. This ending needs to be changed for future videos.
Yeah. And this one, actually, there was like an Easter egg, which kind of proves that Easter eggs don't really work. And Kyle Anderson put this video together, and it was kind of more like an experience for almost an in-person experience, which I think is a tip in and of itself. It's need to be optimized for YouTube. You think about what's the YouTube viewer doing.
Yeah. And so in terms of structure, the beginning of the video, and again, my focus is mostly on thought leadership, education, entrepreneurship. It's not as much on like slime channels or princess dress up or, other stuff. But in general, the beginning of the video needs to be some kind of powerful clip that makes me want to watch. It's a hook, just like a title or landing page, the headline, subheadline. It's got to be something that can hook me in. And I don't know if we want to dive in deeper, or if you come to Vegas, we can dive deeper in the hallway chatting about it. But the first minute has to hook me in. The ending should never be, in my view, a like, subscribe, comment down below. I've never asked people to subscribe to my channel. I never asked people to like the video. And yet we have 3 million subscribers. The ending, you see how that falls off, at least on that video that Sean showed? That's what most people do. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you soon. Don't forget to like, subscribe. As soon as you use language that makes it feel like the video is over, people will leave. And where are they leaving? Maybe there's somebody else's video or they close YouTube. Your goal, if you want YouTube to recommend you a lot more, your goal is to continue the session. So even though it's the end of the video recording for you, it's just the end of the first quarter for the person watching the video. And we want them to go binge on more of your content. If you can teach YouTube that when people watch one of your videos, they end up watching 5, 7, 8, they will recommend you a heck of a lot more. So the call to action at the end needs to be, if you like this video, go watch this one here. If you like this interview with Evan, I've talked to him before as well. The link is right there next to me. Go watch it right there. I'll see you there. Not I'll see you soon. Not thank you for watching. I'll see you right there. You look to it, you point to it, and you guide people to go click on that end card right there. And then the call to action in the middle is to get people onto your email list. So, you know, Sean was trying to sell this event or YouTube secrets round 2. I think we're going to talk about that at some point. If it's a free bonus chapter, there it is. Free bonus chapter, or get on. We need to get people off of YouTube. This is why I love Sean. It's not just thinking YouTube AdSense. It's like, how do we build a business around this? So how do we get people off of our off of a YouTube video onto our email list, so then we can give them value and ultimately sell them the product and services that we have. So that's where the middle of the video comes in. So in the middle, we need a call to action to a relevant lead magnet. That could be bonus video, a PDF, a call with you, a free chapter of the book, some kind of lead magnet that's listed in the description below. You put it in the middle of the video because people will still continue to watch the rest of the video. It doesn't hurt your YouTube retention. Most people either don't do it at all, so start doing that, or they put it at the end and people say goodbye. So beginning, first minute is hooks, excitement, make me want to watch the video. Middle is call to action to a lead magnet, so I capture their email address. And then ending, no ending language. We're sending them to the next video. Point, look over there, end card. Keep the session going.
We're dropping a masterclass today. Evan is bringing the fire, and we're keeping it moving. We had tip number 1, split test by impression bands. Tip number 2, aim for 70% audience retention at 1 minute, which you can scroll into your YouTube analytics to that 1 minute mark, see how you're doing, and really work on those first 60 seconds of content. But number 3 is make longer videos. Drop some mind-blown emojis in the comments. 1 to 3 hours. Do you have any 1 to 3 hour videos on your channel? Let me know in the comments. Evan, what are you talking about? And break down why this is so powerful.
So many people are thinking short. And shorts, I have my own opinions on. We can dive in if you want to later on that. But if you really want to grow the channel long-term, suggested has to be your number 1 traffic source. It's the most consistent, most reliable, pays you the most, has the highest average viewer retention on those videos. So you have to be thinking suggested strategy. We have seen, I used to just recommend 10-minute plus videos. We've seen the highest growth, at least in education, how-to, entrepreneurship, thought leadership, in the 1 to 3 hour category. People are coming to you to learn. And we've seen it constantly across a lot of channels, where if you're making a 5-minute video, try going 20. Just take me deeper. You know, that video of Sean, if it was tips to get started on YouTube and it's a 10-minute video, cool. Sean's an expert. Take me deeper. Just make that a 45-minute video or an hour-long video, even as an experiment, even as a crazy one-off, like Evan Carmichael said to try this. I would experiment with making a 1 to 3 hour video where it's not just repeating yourself a million times, but you're actually giving a lot of value inside the video. And it may not do as well out of the gate because suggested doesn't ramp up right away, but look at it 30-day, 90-day later. And I would be shocked if that wasn't not just the best performing video for you, but also the one that pays you the most money.
So here's the video. It's 2 hours and 5 minutes, 45% suggested traffic from views. Obviously, ad revenue can be great because you can also do the multiple ad spots. And then average percentage or average view duration, 20 minutes and 53 seconds, which is about 4 or 5 times the 5-minute average of YouTube itself. So even though that's only a small percentage of the entire video, really, what do you think? I mean, this is a 2 hour video.
Yeah, more. I mean, you've got a lot to teach. People need, like, think about what, for everybody watching. And again, this, the hat I wear is education, thought leadership kind of content. So if you're a slime channel, maybe it doesn't work as well. Although I help the reactions channel with the same thing and say, hey, take all your reaction videos and smush them into a 2 hour best of or top 10 of your reactions. Instantly becomes the number 1 video in their channel, most revenue, most subscribers, most lead signups for the thing that they're selling as well. So I would definitely look at mashing up your old content and making like a top 10. That's a lot of what I do on my channel. But yeah, take me deeper. Like Sean's video there is a great example. I would look at that to be the norm. If you want to learn how to be successful on YouTube, where are you going? Like, you're not going to go to your library, although they might have YouTube secrets, edition number 2. So maybe, but you know, you're not talking to your mom or your guidance counselor. People are going to YouTube to type, how do I X? So that first minute really matters. And that video Sean showed, I think it was like 60-something% at the first minute. So they did a great job there. And then people will just keep watching. If you have great information to share, if you're an expert at what you're doing. And so do not be afraid to go long if the content is great. How did Joe Rogan blow up? 3 to 4 hour long podcasts with interesting guests, right? So don't be afraid to go long. We're seeing huge growth in the 1 to 3 hour category. And worst case, do one test. Do one test and then come back. Come see me in Vegas. If you post it today, let me know how it's going, or come back 30, 90 days later and see if it's not the best performing video on your channel. Most views, most subscribers, most revenue.
Whew. All right. So that tip number 3 was make longer content. Are you going to take Evan's challenge? Are you going to make a 1-hour video, a 3-hour video? Evan, when you say also make longer content, though, what do you think about some people are sharing they do live streams? They do 5 hours watching a Netflix, Nerfflix tandem event. A lot of people doing their longer podcasts. I don't know if this content's as engaging. What is your thought when you're saying make longer form content? Are you saying really like dial it in?
So yes, if it's boring 5 hours content, that's not going to be really great on the repeat, right? It's got to be actual good content that you're sharing. The first minute still really matters. Where of a live stream, a lot of times the beginning sucks, right? Hey guys, we're going to get started in a couple minutes. How you doing? What are you drinking today? Put something in the chat. Like that's great for community, but it sucks on repeat because I'm not part of the live experience. So if you're going to do a live stream, also YouTube does not promote live streams after the fact. It's great to get immediate eyeballs, but live streams barely rank in browse and suggested. So the best strategy is to finish the live stream, have it go unlisted, edit the video, take the highlight moments from the live stream, pop them at the beginning as a hook. So it makes me want to watch it because something crazy is going to come in this video. Edit out as much as possible, kind of the boring or dull moments. And if that ends up being a 5-hour live stream goes down to a 2-hour video, cool. Release that 2-hour video, see how it does. I think you have some good results.
All right. Well, we still have 2 more tips. This is a power-packed episode, but we're going to take a break to talk about shorts because you mentioned, you seeded it. I got to take you there. We're pulling at the extremes now because you've got the 1 to 3 hour videos, but you're also saying we could talk about shorts. I see you're posting them on your channel. What is your opinion when it comes to shorts compared to this long-form content strategy?
Well, in comparison, it's no comparison. If you have a choice between long form and shorts, you always go long form. Always, 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 always. There's no case for shorts unless all you care about is just getting views and subscribers, because those people often do not convert. So when you're consistently releasing shorts, it does a couple of things. One, it doesn't always go to the shorts feed. It'll often go to the browse feed. So now you're pulling from your own browse against your longer videos to show the shorts, which we do not want. We are not monetizing shorts, right? The fun, cool, but it's nowhere close to, if you can get, 45-second short versus Sean's 2-hour video, where do we want people to go? Not just for monetization, but also for people diving further into your funnel. Like if you're spending 2 hours with Sean on his video, I'm much more likely to buy his book, to sign up for his newsletter, to come to the events, to watch other videos than if I watch a 45-second one. What has happened to a lot of shorts channels? They can blow up and it looks great for vanity metrics. You can blow up on subscribers and blow up on views on the channel, but they do not convert to long form videos. So they won't watch the long form videos on your channel, and they don't convert to email signups, book sales, programs, courses, whatever you're trying to sell. So if the only thing we care about is I need to get 1 million subscribers as fast as possible, shorts is actually probably your best strategy, but you have no business behind it. There's no money coming in and you're not selling anything afterwards either.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, in that, you think about somebody like a Jake Feldman who just took over shorts. Like I think he got to 10 million subscribers really fast, but it's 8-second computer renderings kind of tapping into like Fall Guys and like the Minecraft audience and whatnot. If that's the model, brands start wanting to maybe pay attention to you. You got to ask yourself, how sustainable is it? But you just got to know your business model, right? Evan, you got to know I'm going for wide reach, maybe a younger demo, and I'm going to need brands and sponsors to really be the monetization method. The shorts fund's not going to, it might do well at that level of views, but nowhere near compared to even just the proper AdSense. And so what is your thought? Like if you're going shorts, you got to think about your business model. Yes?
For sure. For sure. I mean, most people don't have one. And the good thing about shorts is you can repurpose that content. Like something that pops on shorts might also pop on TikTok, might also pop on Instagram Reels. So you can repurpose, which is awesome. I just wouldn't have that as your primary YouTube growth strategy, especially if you have long form content coming up. So the recommendation I would give is prioritize the long form content first. And on off days or off weeks, if you're not consistent on the content, then you can post shorts as just having something there on the channel. But if you start really ramping up your growth from shorts, it could have a massive detrimental effect on your channel and bringing in the wrong audience.
Well, before we get to tip number 4, would you be willing to go a little bit deeper? Because you're kind of playing a different game than anybody. You're uploading multiple videos a day, but to me, it looks like you're going long form short. So kind of what's happening here. And, 3 days ago, it looks like there was a 3-hour and 30-minute video and then 2 shorts.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we seeing?
I would not recommend what I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm testing, right? Like I'm playing. So we do, across all of our channels, 20 videos a day, probably. The main channel is 2 videos a day. There's a whole bunch of channels we've got there.
Look at these channels. Look at all these Evan faces with the different color backgrounds.
Yeah, we've been playing around. We're still missing some. Probably our 2 biggest, our Russian one's almost 1 million subscribers. Our Spanish one's 1 million subscribers, close. So we got
those being dubbed or
full on dubbed. Yeah, dub is the way to go. If you're going language, it has to be dubbed. Captions do not work. Even UN style dubbing is fine. UN style means you still hear the English behind, but the dubbing is on top, versus full dubbing where like they're trying to match the lip movements, which is a lot more expensive. Anyway, that's a little off topic, but I'm doing this to test. I'm doing this a test because it's my job to figure this out. And then if I'm coming to speak, I'm going to come and share the best advice that I've got from what's working for me right now. I would not recommend to anybody to release a long form video and a short on the same day, especially every day. What I'm trying to figure out with shorts is shorts more like browse, more like notifications, more like suggested? Like how long does a short video last? What's the lifespan? Will a short from a year ago be recommended to me right now? Because if it does, then there's a interesting case study there. If it's more like notifications and it just pops for a week or 2, I think you're actually kneecapping the best part of YouTube, which is that your content lives forever. And so I don't have enough data, and I don't know anybody who has enough data on it yet either. So I'm trying to discover the data, even at the detriment of my own channel. Sometimes you have to take, 2 steps back to learn so you can go a step forward. So we're testing it. I have 2 channels dedicated just to shorts, and I'm doing a daily short on my main channel. But I would not recommend it as a primary content platform, only using it as a supplementary to your long form.
Beautiful. That's one of the things I love about you too, Evan, is that you're not a theorist. You're in the trenches. Well, you have theories that you actually test. You get real data. You're in the trenches, and then you verify them, and then you pass along your answers. It's one reason why I'm so excited that you're speaking at Grow with Video Live, and I'm excited. We have 2 more advanced tips today that we're getting into. But if you've been loving this video, definitely smash the like button and maybe tag or share somebody that needs to see this, because Evan is pulling back the curtain behind 500, probably over 600 million, if not much more than that, once you add up his over 20 YouTube channels. Evan's one of our speakers at Grow with Video Live, which is coming up in just a couple weeks. growwithvideolive.com. If you love information like this, and really it comes down to this: if you're just ready to be serious about growing your personal brand with video, like if you're just kind of dabbling and it's kind of a hobby, well, then this event's probably not for you. But if you're like, I want to get in the room, I want to be able to talk to Evan in the hallways, I want to be able to connect with people that are ambitious, that are focused on the best practices. You can see who the speakers are. We got Gary Vaynerchuk, Evan Carmichael, Alex Hermosi, Heather Torres, Omar El Takori, growwithvideolive.com. And you can get 5% off because you're part of the Grow with Video Live show. Well, Evan, I want to talk about a very underutilized YouTube feature, and that is number 4, YouTube Stories. So actually simplify it for us, because I think a lot of people are asleep to this feature. But one of the things that inspires me is that you execute so well. You execute incredibly well on this feature. You do some native stuff there, some repurposing. What is YouTube Stories, and what kind of results have you seen with it?
So YouTube Stories, and shout out to Sean's book again. There's a page or 2 on there where you can learn about it. It's like Snap. Snapchat started, Instagram took it, Instagram Stories became the big thing, and then YouTube copied it. So YouTube has YouTube Stories. It's basically the same thing as Instagram Stories. And the cool things that you can add in: 1, automatically people can subscribe to your channel from your story. So that could be a cool way to build some more traction and attention. 2, your stories last for 7 days. So unlike the other places where they expire in 24 hours, a YouTube story lasts for 7 days. And maybe the coolest thing of all is you can put in video links to your own videos. I think there's a limit on what you can do on your own videos, but also to other videos. You can link them up so that people can one click go from watching your story to clicking then onto your video. And I don't know that it's worth having a giant YouTube story strategy. The way that I lump it in is mostly if we're promoting the video, that'll be a YouTube story only thing. And for the most part, what I do day to day. So if you go to my story today, you'll probably see me in the car saying, hey, oh, we're going to pull it up there. Yeah, there I am walking on the street. I don't know what I'm talking about, sharing some kind of message. It doesn't have to be fancy, guys. It's like me, in my office, walking on the street, in some chair. It's
mobile only. We can pull shorts up on desktop. We can't even pull up stories on desktop. And so at the subscriber button there, you can see your face with the red dot on it. And do you know the subscriber limit before you're able to create stories?
I don't. No,
I'll look it up.
Show that thing. You just had it. You go back to the story. Oh, that's what. That's a video. Yeah. So that's a video on one of my channels that you can click and go watch it.
There's the money action that people are able to take. You can also link to other channels. So sometimes we link from Think Media to Think Media Podcast or vice versa. You could shout other people out as well. But if you have more than one channel, you can use it to cross promote.
Yeah. And so it's not just brand and just awareness or just sharing your life, but you can actually link up your videos for people to go and click on, which is really cool and got me excited by it. Apart from that, though, I would say it's great to have just think about just be on YouTube. Like you're a content creator. We're trying to build our brand. We're trying to build our business. We need a long form content strategy, and that's YouTube, and it should be. And that's going to be your number one strategy should be for 2022, 2023 and beyond, at least as far as I can think. At 2030, who knows what happens, but you need a long form content strategy. You then need a short form vertical strategy. And that's going to be YouTube your YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, TikTok, and you can post the same thing to multiple platforms. And then you also need some kind of story content. And then that you can post to Snapchat, you can post to TikTok stories. TikTok stories is now a thing. You can post to Instagram stories, you can post to YouTube stories. And so what I'll normally do is I'll take out my phone and in the morning, I'll have some kind of message. And sometimes it's once a day, sometimes it's multiple times a day, depending on what I'm doing. And I'll film a message up to 45 seconds because that's the Twitter limit for video. And then I'll post it to all the platforms. And having that content strategy, then you can apply to all the platforms. It's like, how do I be everywhere? Well, that's how you be everywhere without having to create unique content on every platform.
YouTube stories is an underutilized feature. And plus, Evan just really broke down. We have our story strategy, our short form strategy, our long form strategy. And, this might feel a little bit overwhelming and it might feel like a lot, but Evan's been doing this for years. He's built up a team around it. He's built up systems. He's built up his own confidence, his own ability to just grab his phone, get on camera. And so wherever you are, the key move is to start before you're ready, punch fear in the face, punch perfectionism in the face and press record. And then of course, get better as you go. So just think about how can I do you have a little bit of margin? Do you want to try something new? Have you hit 10,000 subscribers, which is how many subscribers you need before stories? And if you haven't yet, no big deal. You can tap into long form and shorts. And if you want more help with that, that's really our heart behind our upcoming event as well. And so we have a fifth tip from you. I don't want to take Evan too long, but he's got too much wisdom. So we'll see where we go. We're going to talk about some deeper stuff about really building your business, promoting your channel off platform. But if you haven't heard about Grow with Video Live, we actually have limited tickets remaining. Evan's one of our speakers. Check out this video and we'll be right back.
Do you want to get in the room with experts like Gary Vaynerchuk, Patrick Bet-David, Vanessa Lau, Pat Flynn, Chalene Johnson, and more? And would you like to meet hundreds of other creative entrepreneurs just like you? Well, then do not miss the chance to get around creators and business influencers at Grow with Video Live 2022 conference. You can actually lock in your limited discounted tickets at growwithvideolive.com, or you can click the link in this post posts are in the description. Now, if you want to learn the best new strategies for getting views on YouTube and the most proven and profitable ways to grow online, then do not miss this life-changing event. You can join us in person in Las Vegas or virtually from around the world. Secure your ticket at growthvideolive.com and take the fast track to dominating the next decade, not just with YouTube, but with video. Go to growthvideolive.com or click the link in this post or in the description to secure your limited time discounted ticket.
That's right. And not only is early bird going on for about 48 more hours, depending on when you're watching this, but you can save an extra 5% by using the discount code GWVL show at growwithvideolive.com. And so check it out. If you have any questions, go ahead and post those in the chat or the comments. If you have any questions for Evan, we may be able to do a lightning round, but we have one more tip to share with you. And the fifth tip is kind of going to be a can of worms.
Just before that, can I share a story I think will be helpful for Grow with Video?
Please.
If you go, can you load up my homepage? Just evancarmichael.com. I want to share something. Now, the focus of this has been at more advanced strategies because we're geeking out over data and everything else, but I love helping people at the beginning of their journey as well. And
Is this your homepage?
Yeah, scroll down and you'll see a YouTube stats update. Don't worry about all this stuff. You can read this, guys, if you want later. But here, yeah, there. That's my growth.
Beautiful.
And we need to update that for 2022. But this is how long. It's rough, guys. It's rough living out here. First year I had 25 subs and then 107 and then 344. Like, it took a long time. 5 years in, I only have 2,000 subscribers. So a lot of you guys here already in the chat are already ahead of where I was probably after my 5th year. And so even though the main theme here is more advanced strategies and the theme when I'm speaking will be more advanced stuff, I love helping the beginners. My heart is still here. Hopefully this serves as some kind of inspiration for you guys as well to just keep making, keep sharing, keep growing, keep learning. And if you're thinking about Grow with Video, one of the best things you can do is just be around people who are ahead of you and who are doing things and where there's excitement. Because if you're the only person doing YouTube in your family or your circle, it can be kind of alone and hard to keep going. But when you're around other people who are doing big things, it can be inspiring. So hopefully in all of the advice we're giving here, I hope you don't, the goal is to not make you feel overwhelmed. If you take one thing and you get inspiration from it and you keep going and taking action, that could be the thing that makes you potentially the next speaker, Grow with Video, next year, the year after, and get your big breakthrough. So if you're coming to the event, come find me in the hallway. My favorite thing is helping people one-on-one. Being introverted and shy, I know it doesn't come across, but I am. I probably won't say hi to anybody when I'm there. So come find me, bring your channel, bring your laptop. Let's dissect some of the stats on your channel. And I'm super looking forward to meeting you.
Yes. And Evan's not kidding. I'm grateful for his heart to serve as well. I mean, in fact, serve. You got a book called Serve. Is that true? Built to Serve.
Built to
Right?
Serve. Yeah, it's the book. So this is one of the bonus strategies, I guess, tip number 5 for how you can use YouTube videos off platform. So on Amazon, you can also link up your videos. So if you look at my author profiles, we've got some books out, but you can also link up your latest videos and shorts on the channel as well. So leverage, guys, right? Like, it takes so much work to make a video that the more we can use that content and place it on other platforms, the better. Another great strategy, we've already talked about, like using your shorts as reels and using your stories on Instagram stories and TikTok stories and Snapchat. So you're everywhere. Also, if you look at your audience retention curve and you ever see a spike, you can cut that to be your short. You can cut that to be your tweet. You can cut that to be your Instagram video, right? So in every single, like all of these things that I'm posting, we have some custom animations and cartoons, but for the most part, these are our YouTube videos. And I don't know, what are we at TikTok, Sean? What are we at? Oh, that's Instagram. So it was 260 on Instagram and TikTok is like 500 something thousand. But it's basically just our YouTube content. And what we do is we look at that audience retention curve where it shows what people liked and what they didn't like. And we take those highlight moments. Yeah. So like 500,000 followers, 11 million likes on TikTok. These are all just YouTube videos that we're cutting up. So you look at those highlight moments and now you have content for every platform. And the data shows you on YouTube what's performing really well based off your audience retention curve. Cut those and now it gives you content to be everywhere. So for the people who are struggling, like, how do I be everywhere? This is crazy. I can't keep up with everything. You don't have to. You just have to make long form YouTube content, and then you can use that to cut up to be on all the other platforms.
Yeah, and to I think show that specifically, this is a good example. Chris Do also shared this on the Think Media podcast about where they were finding shorts and reels and TikToks. You look at these spikes, and this spike, it means, right, Evan, that someone's either rewinding this moment, right? Most likely, is that what the spike would tell you? And that could be a moment we say, okay, what did we share here?
Yeah. So
Like,
yeah, we see a spike at the beginning of your video, and that's most likely people are fast forwarding. Like they're fast
and this one,
forwarding.
maybe this was something about the pandemic, and I don't, and it's still a spike, even whatever. And then there's some later, but yeah, what's the spike mean?
Yeah, most likely people are rewinding to watch that part again. Like, what did he say? And so even if it's flat, if the curve is flat, that means nobody left. So whatever you said there was really good, right? It held people's attention. But if you ever see a spike up, that means people most likely rewound to watch that part again, which means it's really, really, really good. You don't always have spikes in every video. So at least looking for the flat parts, which means nobody left, you held their attention. Those could be great clips to then cut up. Yeah, look at this one. This is...
Yeah, and this one was also, what I did was I stitched some videos together to make it longer form. These are some editing tips in here, and we did this exact strategy, and we've tested it, where it gave us two insights. One insight was, okay, can we clip this part and turn it into a short or a TikTok or a reel? And then the other insight was, actually, should I double down on this topic? One of the things I learned here was I started to explain bit rates and export settings, and I was like, oh, why would anyone care about that? But that moment in the video, I was like, oh, like someone clearly was, those watching it were rewinding. And I was like, that also could be something I should double down on make into its own video, when I was just responding to one question off the cuff.
For sure. Have you looked at the new research tool as well?
I've spent a little bit of time. Let's see. Is it on this channel? I think it only might be on our other channel. Is it rolled out to everybody yet?
Not yet.
You should have. Here we go.
Did it? Okay, so research. So this is cool. So this, if you're looking at how do I find nice topics to make videos on, if you go research and then click on what Sean did, your viewer searches is the middle one. You can scroll down and it gives you some suggestions. It looks like somebody's been using it. You already bookmarked video editing as one. These are some ideas that Sean could make for his channel, and based off of what his audience, people like his audience, are looking for. So if you're ever struggling, I know at the beginning it was like, what videos do I make? How do I find good topics? The 3 ways that are easy to find video topics, and we didn't add this on this, in our pre-chat. So like bonus tip. One is to use the research tool here. This is brand new, and so you can look at it. Especially you got a content gap on there. So the second one has a content gap, or you get more here too. Basically mean like there's a lot of search, but there's not a lot of supply. Now, this may not fit Sean, right? Annoying sounds.
Yeah, and the reason that's there is because it was actually Nolan.
For 10 hours of annoying sounds.
Well, we have some of our top videos are, I know that'd be a crazy upload, but it probably do really well. But it also, I've even thought, Evan, we do help people with editing. So Nolan supplied just some funny sounds and some meme sounds. They're heavily search-based videos, but the truth is, I recognize they're attracting subscribers that are definitely not our, if you will, best subscribers.
Yeah. So just like shorts would too, like you bring in the wrong people sometimes. So, and that's fine. You make a judgment call, but yeah, 3 quick ways to find good video ideas. One is using that research tab. The second is if you look at the audience tab. So there's you have to have a little bit of data before you really get some good info from it. But at the top, it says audience, and then scroll down on the right, it'll show you the channels that they watch. But here, other videos, exactly. So, and this is updated constantly. Every day, you'll find new stuff in here based off the last 7 days. And you can see which ones fit. Why I left Hong Kong may not be a good fit for Sean, but some of the other ones might. And it's just worth looking at. Like YouTube raids are here. Do we talk about YouTube raids? Maybe new trend. So this is worth looking through as you get data. And then the third one is vidIQ will also give you, as part of their plugin, I don't know if we talk about vidIQ, but vidIQ gives you a plugin where it can recommend some video topics for you as well. So if you're struggling to what videos do I make? How do I stay consistent on my content? Those are 3 easy ways to get some good ideas. Yeah,
vidIQ, like the daily ideas tool.
Yeah, so they have a list of, I think it's 50 that you can look at and bookmark and see as a giant list. Yeah, there you go.
I got to log into my right account. 1 second. Okay. But yeah, daily ideas. I guess this one gives you, this is free because I'm logged into the wrong account here, but it gives you 3 if you just get vidIQ installed at the free level. But if you got Boost or Pro, they start giving you refreshed every day. You can save ones that you want to make later. And pretty cool daily ideas tool.
Yeah, and so if you're on the upgraded one, you get, I think it's 50 a day or maybe more. I mean, we don't need that many, but even at my channel, we look at that tool, vidIQ, we look at research and we look at related audience every day, because there'll be some cool topics in there that you never thought of, but you could totally do that video. And sometimes it helps relieve the burden of having to brainstorm new ideas for your channel when you get that list of topics to create.
Yeah, and then it's kind of got a prediction of high viewership, very high, or medium, and then you can kind of help educate the tool by Xing them out or hearting them and adding them to your to-do list. Really great power tips. I wanted to circle back, and we're really just going to land the plane here in a second. We may answer a question or two, but with off-platform strategies, in celebration of YouTube Secrets 2nd edition is out, by the way, friends.
Let's go.
So Benji and I updated the book, and the Kindle is not quite updated yet, but the physical book is shipping. I've obviously got one in my hands here. The audiobook is fully re-recorded. That's out on Audible. And there's 80 new pages. Every page, the stats, the data have been rewritten, the new introduction, because we really, from our data, discovered that this next decade is going to be the best decade on YouTube. It's crazy to see the growth in the creator economy, the growth of YouTube consumption and viewership. Of course, there's opportunity on a lot of platforms, right, Evan? That's why I Grow with Video Live. It's Grow with Video, because we have people talking about how you can repurpose your content or be leveraging TikTok and Reels and LinkedIn video and Facebook video, Facebook Reels, and it goes on and on. But super excited about this. And one of the things that I was inspired by was Evan already kind of touched on it, but was just this idea of asking yourself, what are your other products and programs? What are your other, have you written a book? Are you planning on writing a book? Are you writing an ebook? And, Evan's got his 5 books up here. And then also, though, a page here where he's even cross-promoting his YouTube channel. And connected up is these videos that even on his Amazon page, these can send traffic and cross-build authority over to his YouTube channel. And so I think our mutual friend Brendan Burchard talks about circular video virality, where you can kind of just, how are you going multi-platform? How are you being omnipresent? And how are you strategically, serving whoever it is you want to help with your overall business model? Thoughts on that, Evan? And, maybe you talk a little bit about Built to Serve, which is your great book as well.
Well, I mean, Built to Serve, the idea is you are built to serve. If you're not happy, it's because you're not serving. Just how do you do it and whom do you serve? That's what the book dives into. So figuring out your most important core value, your purpose, your passion, and then turn it into a business that you can actually leverage and run with.
And how have you promoted it, though? So for somebody else that maybe wants to write a book, launch a product and whatnot, like you've got it, of course, on Amazon, but you've got your channel, you've got your social media. That's a whole nother topic if we were talking about book launches or something. But yeah, as far as what are some of your basic tips?
Well, whenever I'm working with somebody who their goal is not just to be a YouTuber, where the business model is AdSense, then it's, what are you trying to sell? And whatever you're trying to sell, show me the process of you doing it. So for example, if you want to sell a membership package, or if you're a coach, the best content you can make is not this. This is direct to camera content. I love it doing this. This is great. This is great for Sean to promote his events. It's great to be a speaker. But if you're a coach or you want to sell coaching programs, the best content you can showcase is you coaching somebody. And you'll probably be more fun to make as well, because you actually get a human in front of you instead of you just talking to the camera. So whether you want to sell a book, a course, a program, coaching, whatever it is that you want to sell is how I start with, like, what do you want to sell? And then show me the process of you doing it. So if it's a book, show me the process week by week of you writing the book and answering people's questions. You can pre-sell 100 copies of the book or 500 copies of the book, and people get a 25-minute one-on-one with you that becomes a YouTube video as well. So it's like, what are we trying to sell? And then let's make content around that to help us achieve our sales goal.
Beautiful. Well, we've been talking about advanced tips and rapid fire lightning round, Evan, as we're landing the plane. Nona asked, description and tags for shorts. Do you add a description and tags?
Well, tags are 0 across everything, so I wouldn't worry about tags for anything. Shorts, long form, we haven't seen a single impact. Also description. Description, the best use of a description is to guide them to a lead magnet. So like we talked about earlier, in the middle of the video, we want to be linking up. We want their email address, get them off of YouTube onto your email in exchange for a bonus PDF or bonus video or free chapter of your book, etc. That should be the first line in your description. And we still put in descriptions afterwards, but it's very little results for it, and tags are 0.
If a video is blowing up, should I wait to give it time or upload the next scheduled video irrespective of the last video?
For me, that depends on how much browse is an important part of your traffic source. For me, we don't focus on it. I mean, we get a lot of browse, but suggest is number one, and suggest is where I want to play because people watch longer, you get paid more, you grow your channel much more quickly, but also for the long term. So if we had a video blow up, next day we're uploading another video. If we had a video tank, next day we're uploading another video. Just keep the content train going, as opposed to trying to time it constantly. I think you'll just end up having better results.
Is it a good strategy to go longer videos? Marina saying her audience is from shorts videos. So would you recommend she test longer videos?
What are you trying to sell? Like, what's the ultimate goal for you? If you're saying the thing is, all I care about is I want to get 1 million subscribers on my channel as fast as possible, just keep doing shorts. Cool. You just don't have a business there. There's no real business attached to it yet, or likely anytime soon. If you want to be able to make money from YouTube, especially the ad platform, and be able to sell your books and courses and training programs, then long form needs to be the #1 strategy for you.
Beautiful. Well, Evan, you've spent over an hour with us. We've been through a crash together. I had my blue screen of death. Billy came in and rescued us there. You've shared 5 powerful tips. If you're just joining, definitely watch the replay and maybe share this out with somebody if you got value today. If you don't mind hitting like as well. If people want to follow you, Evan, where can they follow you online?
I'm Evan Carmichael, most places. And if you're coming to Vegas, come say hi. Come find me in the hallway.
Yes. And if you're coming to Vegas, someone asks, is the event 2 days? The event is 2 days. It's a Monday and a Tuesday. growwithvideolive.com is where all the details are. There is a third day. It's called our Platinum Experience, which includes a business mastermind day on Wednesday as well. And if you're a little bit further along in your business, or you really want to get in the room around some higher level people, it's not cheap, but it's going to be incredibly powerful. And so all the details are at growwithvideolive.com. This is the Grow with Video Live show. So we want to hook you up with an extra 5% off tickets by using the promo code. So you can certainly take advantage of that. And if you want to connect with Evan, he's one of the most generous, humble, helpful. I mean, he's dropped major fire in this video. It would take hours and hours and days to exhaust all the wisdom that he has. And so not only is he going to be speaking at Growth Video Live, but you definitely could have a chance to meet him, take a selfie, and more than that, bring your laptop or phone and your analytics so he could pick apart your channel and help you grow even faster. We appreciate you for being a part of the show today. Boris, Glenn, thank you so much for being here. growwithvideolive.com is the website, and this is the Grow with Video Live show. Like the video if you haven't liked it, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I can't wait to see you in the next episode of the Grow with Video Live show.
This thing is your gateway to get out of the thing that you complain about.
But people would rather complain about how it is than put in the work.
We need to start understanding how big this opportunity is, because for everybody in this room, you will sit back in 20, 30 years and regret if you didn't execute in this era.
It has never been a better time in the human race ever to actually just go all in on you. Regardless of what you're trying to accomplish, you've got to tell the world about it. This is now the world. If you're not betting on this, you're finished. This is your golden era right now. There's never been a better time to be you. This is the greatest
golden era of not only business, but life. I desperately want you to win, but this is on you.